Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the seasoning. And speaking of seasoning, I got two distinguished gentlemen here with me today by my side. First off is Ron Meeting and D Walk, aka Coach Walk. And we're gonna let them tell a little bit about themselves. So Ron, go ahead, take the stage.
Hey guys, Ron Meeting here. My background, CEO of Rapid Strategy, a cybersecurity consulting company. Um, I've known these guys for almost 20 years back in college at Western Carolina. Great group of guys. Anything that I need, bounce it off of them, and we've been a successful team thus far. Pass the D Walk.
Yo, what's up, everybody? So I'm D Walker, aka Coach Walk. I'm a coach, entrepreneur, and engineer all at the same time. Do a lot of different things, and like my buddy Meekin just said, hey man, we go way back. Like it's been 20 plus years with these fellas, man, and we just decided to do something funky, and give the people, give back to the people a little bit, and we'll see how this goes, and I think it's gonna go well, and we'll pop off on different topics, different current events, different things like that. So, and never forget, my man, it's LLE, the season of LLE, life lessons and experiences, bro. Tell them about that.
Yeah, for sure. This is the seasoning, and it is about life lessons and experiences. But before I get into that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Ron Israel. Hey, I'm in sales and marketing. I'm just a little bit of a hustler, man. I get out here, I grind all day long, and I'm gonna make my come up too, But I got some bright guys with me. So today on the seasoning, the first topic that we really want to talk about is this fire in LA, guys. Like, Ron, I'm gonna kind of scratch your brain a little bit.
All right.
What is it? What do you think about that? What do you think about what's going on out there in LA?
So the state cut funding. I
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
think it was about $100 million of funding. They
Yep,
have
yep.
fires every single year. I don't understand why they can't come up with the preventative solution around preventing these forest fires from having water be pulled out of the ocean,
Hmm.
irrigation system across the entire uh, California region that's been hit. Do some statistics to identify on what particular time, trending analysis, use technology to see how often it gets hit, when those regions actually get hit, have irrigation systems, invest in the right technology and protocols and an actual team in order to have that, and then not just rely on volunteers to help out when there's catastrophic things. Take that to the federal government level and have some set aside budget for that, but then also some kind of product that you can put around the house for fire prevention as well in those areas.
Hey,
So
that's
I'll
hey,
say,
hey, that's what's up right there. That brother went
Yeah,
into his daggone
yeah, for
preventive
real.
maintenance
Yeah,
bag.
for
You know
real.
what I'm saying?
For
Like, we
real.
got to get a strategy. All right,
Exactly.
Governor.
That's the rapid. Hey, that's the rapid
hey,
Hey,
I
strategies
told
coming
you
out.
I need to get on my soapbox. There's a lot of things that can be happening in terms of preventing stuff from happening versus waiting till the last minute to do something and then try to execute on a response plan.
But you know what's
hey,
crazy though? So look, I'm
what's
gonna
up?
tell you what's crazy. So my roommate in college, when we was out there together, matter of fact, I don't know if y'all remember him. Brent. I ain't gonna call his whole name out, but he's actually a. That's what he went to school for, like wildlife management or something. I can't remember out there, but he's a wildfire guy. I think he's out in the west. I don't know if he's in California right now, but he's one of those guys that fights those wildfires out when they break out. Back to what Meeting was saying about the preventative maintenance and the government funding and all that. Here's my thing I always think about, because I mean this is 2025, right? The question is, do they really want to prevent it? Do they really want to stop it? Is this stuff something that you know they doing on purpose? You know what I mean? Not trying to burn people's house down, all these things, but to control certain things. I don't know. I'm not a big in conspiracy theory, but at the same time, like you said, these wildfires happen every single year. Matter of fact, one year we went out there and they were having wildfires while we were there, and it's pretty wild to see. We didn't actually see any fire, but when you get off the plane from the airport, man, you can smell the smoke in the sky. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. California's, we got hurricanes over here on the East Coast, different things we deal with, and then these wildfires, they're interesting because, once again, how do they even start? I know they say dry weather, lightning strikes, these different things. People may leave a campfire, whatever. And then, of course, they spread by the ambers floating through the air and then hitting one of them dry spots and lighting something else on fire. But yeah, it's a very interesting situation out there. You would think they definitely would have more preventative measures in place to be ready for this stuff, man, and not be caught by surprise every single year by some freaking wildfire that goes crazy. And it's always happening in like the rich parts too. You ever understand that? That's interesting, isn't it?
Hmm.
It ain't happening
Sure.
in the it's not happening in the ghetto. It's happening in the hills where the rich people are, man. Insurance, man.
Right.
That's all I gotta say. Insurance.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that may be. I remember we were driving to Napa, and we could see the smoke on the
Yeah,
left hand side from San Francisco all the way to Napa when we went wine tasting about 5 6 years ago.
yeah,
And we
Wow.
weren't able to go to one of the wineries because they had closed down because of the fire.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
more impactful out there than people realize too, man. Like the power. You remember that place we went to go? We were supposed to have breakfast, but we couldn't because the power was
Yeah,
out. Because the
yeah.
fire was messing with the power, man, and like the whole city. We was in like this little town up in the hills, and like the whole town went unoperational because of the power. The fire had affected some of the power lines or whatever to get to that little town. And we couldn't even enjoy the breakfast. That joint was like a nice
Yeah,
spot too.
yeah, yeah.
So we
Mhm.
had to improvise that day. But yeah, man, what you think about it, bro?
Hey, I think it's crazy. I look at some of the devastation and just seeing the photos and the city, how it's look like it's just glowing red, bro. It's crazy. But I do think that there is a bigger play.
Uh oh.
I mean, when like Meeting brought up, you dropping what $101 million worth of funding, then insurance companies dropping fire coverage and things of that nature. I think it is something bigger behind that. But I want to ask y'all another question on this topic. If something was that to happen like that was to happen to you, like you'd lose everything in the blink of an eye. Like, how do you think you would, transition into that next phase of life? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what a lot of them are facing right now.
So in life, your house, if you own a house, is your biggest asset. And if you lose that, then this is a lot of devastation, mental and physically emotional damage. Uh, but then to your point, Shake or Coach Walker, it's
Either one.
Shake in the
Oh
building.
damn, we gotta explain
yeah,
that shake stuff.
so it's the insurance aspect of it as well, leveraging insurance and getting claims and stuff like that. But then always people are looking for material things to make them successful. I think this drills down into the actual core of core values and looking at family, inspiration, what you believe in, those types of things, making sure that your family and friends and pets and those simple things are safe and sound. Um, Rebuilding your infrastructure, your home from the ground up again will be very hard from an emotional standpoint. But then you take things into consideration. What's important to you? What are your norms? And then once you actually figure that out, nowadays we have all this social media and everybody flashy and saying I got this, I got that. We don't talk about depression or any of those types of things either. And I think that the simpler that we have it, the easier it is to make sure that everybody is on the same playing field.
Yeah, I agree with
Okay.
that 100%, man. Like that's real. Like you know, God forbid, you pray every day that nothing like that happens, and you pray for the people that's affected out there in California. I know we know people out there. I know people out there personally that live out there. One of my kids that I didn't coach personally at my school, she played a different sport, but she's out there attending college and university and things like that. But I think that like you said, your home is like you said. If you own your home, it's one of your biggest assets, man. And obviously, you cover it with the insurance. Kind of, especially, it's mostly mandatory. I think in every state to cover your house with a certain amount of insurance based on things like that that happen. But to the point that Meat just said about we in this country in this culture we glorify a lot of material things, man, and that goes with like the wildfire situation and even with hurricanes and floods, like even what happened here in North Carolina with the flooding that happened out in Nashville, where we went to school at. You know what I'm saying? We glorify a lot of material things, not realizing that and forgetting that that stuff could be gone in the blink of an eye, man. Like for real, you know what I mean? Like you can't stop no fire that's gonna burn your house down like that. That's what's happening in California. You can't control the weather. You can't control a hurricane coming to blow your house away or a flood coming down some river and washing you out. You know what I mean? That's just material stuff,
Hmm.
And I had a friend of mine one time too told me. I remember he had. I never forget this. We bought a new truck. He had just bought a new truck. Um, he had some nice rims on it, all kinds of stuff. He had, put a little money into a nice truck, man. And we had went and we had went to the grocery store to get some things for a tailgate. And on the way out the store, I was pushing the car and I accidentally bumped his truck. You know what I'm saying? I didn't dent it or anything, but I just accidentally bumped. I was like, oh man, my bad, bro. I ain't mean to bump your truck. But he was like, man, don't worry about it. It's just material stuff, man. You know, I can always get back. And that always resonated with me because that's real. It's just material. Yeah, of course we go to work, we work hard, we want nice things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we can't idolize those things and make those things like more important than like what he just said, our family, our friends. That's the real important things. Because in those fires, people might be losing family members and loved ones. You can't get that back. You can, no matter how hard emotionally, physically it is to rebuild your home and all these things. That's cool, but you can't get your loved one back. You can build your house back or a house back. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get your loved ones back. You know, if a tragedy hit and they die in a fire or something like that, you can't get them people back. So that's the things that we, as a culture, too, we need to focus more on our family, our friends, the people that love us. Like they say, love who love you and appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate time. Those material things, they come, they go. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, God forbid anything ever tragic ever happen in our life like that. But if so, I think if you got the right perspective, even if something like that were to happen, you got the right perspective. You got God in your life. You're not gonna worry about those material things because you can get that stuff back.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with both you guys. There's a level of vulnerability that I'm pretty sure that they're experiencing. I mean, in my life as well, going through my first divorce. Yes, people, I was married before. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I
Believe it or
was. You
not.
know what I'm saying? But going going through my life, nah, my first divorce. Damn, I just said first. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
married twice. Let's go.
Okay. Damn.
Damn.
What is going on?
But that's such as life and its experiences.
Right.
But you know, um, I dealt with homelessness, and it's not losing your house to a fire like in a catastrophic way, but
Yeah.
that type of stuff takes a toll on you, and you have to have a level of, I guess, mental fortitude to be able to endure through that stuff and the things that's playing on your mind. And you got to figure out as a man or as a woman how to rebuild and how to get your life back on track. And it takes a lot. It does take a lot. So just seeing that, the devastation that those people are going through, the emotion that you're seeing from interviews and things of that nature, I can only just empathize with them and just be prayerful for them, and that I hope that they do have those anchors that they need to get back to a regular lifestyle. So, is there
Yeah.
anything else y'all want to say about that topic?
I think also whenever there is a catastrophic issue in a particular area, it brings community together as well
Hmm.
as individuals always looking for the next best thing. Um, Being able to bring community together and um, enjoy each other's company and build closer bonds with your neighbors as well, I think will on the other side, and we've seen that with Helene and to Coach Walks talking about Helene and in Asheville, the community that they have built, a stronger community, rebuilding the houses in those areas and stuff like that. We've seen it firsthand because we're in North Carolina and we're so close to it. I think the same thing is going to happen in California and LA as well.
For sure. I'm prayerful and
No doubt.
hopeful that it does. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
And
Okay.
money is and then obviously money isn't everything. We have multimillionaires in
Yeah.
those areas and people put on their pants the same way, left leg versus right leg kind of thing, and
Yep.
it dumbs it down to we're all just human beings.
At the end of the
Hmm.
day, it don't
Yep.
matter how much money you are, rich or poor, white or black, boy, we all headed to the same place.
Yep.
So that's how it is.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we're going to transition into another topic that's going to bring a little bit more excitement. I know that
Uh
one was
oh.
a little heavy. So
Yeah.
let's get into this next topic. All right. So we just saw on sports media
Oh.
where there was a young lady. I forget her name, but she accused Skip Bayless, correct? And
Yeah. Yeah.
what's what's the other gentleman's name? Can
Now
y'all help me out? Y'all know his name?
she only accused Skip Bayless of it.
She only accused Skip
Yeah,
Bayless. Okay.
some other stuff broke out from that, man. I'm gonna see can I find her name real quick. Um, the lady that did the lawsuit though, I forgot her name too. I think she's a foreigner. Um, let me see here.
It's
Yeah, Might be hard to pronounce her name. What's the lady's name here? Oh, she's the hairstylist. That's right.
Oh, she was the stylist, the makeup artist, right?
No, the hairstylist for them.
The hairstylist. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, for Raja. Ooh, I might have
Yeah.
tore that name up. For Raji, something like that. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
that's her
Henson.
name.
Say what? What'd you say?
Ryan P. Henson.
For
No, so
Ryan?
Nah.
give a little bit of background of what happened high level.
Well, what I'm reading, what I have read is that Skip Bayless was accused of offering Fox Sports hairstylist $1.5 million for sex.
Whoa.
1 point, man, come on, bro. You can get on Backpage and get your little thing for about 75 to 100.
Hey, don't. Hey,
1.5
don't
million.
ask him. Don't ask him how he knows that.
Yeah.
Huh? I ain't tried. I heard about it. I ain't tried. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
I
no,
think.
man. I mean, this is something that's been going on though, not only in the sports media arena, but all in life, bro. We've seen where men may solicit women, where women may make false allegations against men. What's your perspective on this, and what would be your remedy for this, Ron? Since you got the rapid strategies, what
Yeah.
what do you what do you how do you
What's your
think we should
strategy?
handle
What's your
handle
strategy?
things like this
Now he ain't
when
no
it comes
lawyer.
up?
He ain't no lawyer though.
So I
And if
think
it's not
people,
if it's not true, what should happen?
yeah,
This
people
stuff is
have too
all
much
alleged,
money.
by the way.
People have too much money in their hands. I don't have a solution for that.
He's a no
Well, let
uh,
me
solution.
ask you another question.
No
When's
solution.
the last time you done spent 1.5 million on some bootay?
Never have I ever.
Never
I
have I
wouldn't even
ever.
think about that.
I
That don't
wouldn't.
ever even cross my mind to pay a whole bunch of money for sex.
Oh, but you
The
will pay some money for sex. Is that what you're saying?
I look for. I always look for to maximize the return on my investment. That's what I'm always looking at.
Good
That's
answer.
good
Good
business talk.
answer.
That's good business talk.
There,
Yo.
there's way too many other things that you can invest your money in versus
Yeah.
sex
And
and so
boobs.
they just have way too much money,
Yeah.
way too much money, way too much power
Yeah.
to even force the ladies or men to do that, and then
Mhm.
also never think of ramifications because they're so powerful. They have too much money,
Mhm.
and then eventually they're going to settle in court for some hush money, and everything will be back to copacetic money.
Right. Right. That's usually what happens. They settle it behind the scenes, so no one
Exactly.
gets any real charges. But what about you,
They,
Coach
they,
Walker? When's the last time you solicited?
nigga, first of all, I don't solicit. I, I've been married for a very long time, so I spent a lot of money on my wife there. So if you want to count that, that's a lot of money. But yeah,
That might be 1.5 million.
yeah, it might be more
Yeah.
actually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I would never, outside of being married, even before I got married, I would never spend the money on no woman
Mhm.
like to get that. I don't think it's worth it. There's people out there are women out there that do that for free. So what are we talking about? But
Right.
anyway, all that stuff is alleged, man. So the thing is,
Mhm.
all these allegations, we want to make sure that's very clear. We don't know what's true and what's not true. This is a lawsuit that this lady put out there, and we don't want to say somebody did something they didn't do. We don't know for sure. We weren't there. However, what I've heard, I've listened to a few people talk about this. You know, some other sportcasters, some people that were actually they used to work at Fox Sports. They got their own YouTube channels and stuff now. So I've listened to a couple people talk about that, and one of the things that one of the guys said. He was saying that that Skip and that lady, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but they had a very friendly relationship anyway. Like it's not like this was not some random thing, right? She's been his hairstylist for a long time. They had a good working relationship, very friendly with each
Mhm.
other and things like that, right? And they suggested that this may have come out of like a joking manner, like what I'm saying? Because apparently, allegedly, this same woman had got with Shannon Sharp, from what I understand.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
so it might have
Okay.
turned, from what I understand, it might have turned into like a little competition between Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. And we know from the past, we seen the clips of Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless how that whole situation broke out. So,
Mm-hmm.
maybe what if Shannon would have, gave her a little bread and he like, hey, you let my man get it. Why you gonna let me
Why
get
can't I get it?
it? Why can't I get it?
Yo, oh God, that
So
came
it
back
might,
up
yeah.
20 years
So
later,
right,
guys.
so it might be one of those situations. It might be one of those situations, right? And then he might say,
Wow.
hey, he might have said, like, I'll give you some bread for it. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you one. If Shannon gave you a million, I'll give you 1.5. From that, but that's what I've read. Well, not what I read, but that's what I've heard from some of these people that used to work there and kind of know the situation, that's more familiar with the situation. So it could have been that. So I don't think it was egregious as maybe the lawsuit speaks out. You know how it is with these lawsuits, just on paper. So it could come off very, very, oh man, that's crazy. Why would he do that? Why would he offer that when it could have been in a jest? It could have been in a joking manner. You know what I'm saying? That he did it,
Right,
and
right,
then
right.
now she decides to report it, and then the fallout from the whole, Joy Taylor situation that falls out from that, of how she,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, was doing her thing around there, all alleged stuff. So I think it's a very interesting situation. I'm not surprised at the situation. With these, like Mika just said, these corporate powers with all this bread and all this money, what I'm saying, they feel like they can do anything sometimes, what I mean? People with a lot of money feel like they can do whatever, and they're above, law and morals and different things that can happen. That money will blind you. Back to what we was talking about with the fires, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just material things, you know what I mean? You gotta, you just gotta be able to maneuver around that. So who knows what's happening up there, man? But I'm interested in it just because I watch Fox Sports and I like some of the hosts that's been on the shows. So to hear all this going down is very interesting.
Can I get one more perspective? I know that we only have like 5 more minutes
Yeah.
left and we have to get out of here. But I want to get one more insight from both of y'all's perspective. Seeing that y'all are CEOs and entrepreneurs in your own workspace, how would you manage or deal with a situation like that if it's with uh, either of your businesses?
I don't have any tolerance for it. There's in different states, there's different processes and protocols that you have to go through to make sure that the employer doesn't get sued as well, part of the firing and covering up the terms and conditions and contracts and those types of things. But that's zero tolerance right there, and I would let
Mhm.
both of them go to make sure that it's not a brand damaging issue for Rapid Strategy or whoever I'm working for.
Yeah, it's a lot to that, man. I heard somebody always tell me never play with the company pins. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't, and you don't play where you make your money. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I don't care what's going on. The best thing to do is, there's different policies for stuff like that. Like you were saying, the different corporations, different jobs. Some people allow, relationships with employees or employers, relationships with each other. But the thing is, you can when you play at work, what happens is it can get out of order like that, and then it get messy, and then you thought something was cool and it won't, and then this can be another topic for another day. But it's always women always get the benefit of the doubt anyway in this culture that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So a woman can say anything, and a man can be all messed up. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he did or did not do anything, but we know how the culture is. If a woman can just go make up something, the next thing you know, a man could be getting drugged through the mud. But the best thing to do is just, like you said, keep your policies for it, zero tolerance for stuff like that, and you get into it, and just let people go. That's the safest and best thing to do. You know what I mean? You can rehire the talent. You can find somebody else to get the job done. There's a lot of people out here.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Zero tolerance. Respect goes is on both sides of the road, man, and that's what it's all about. Respect at the end of the day. Like you said, don't get your honey where you get your money. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
There you go.
Yeah,
Don't
for
be
sure, for sure. So,
money in
hey,
one tree and honey in the other tree.
yeah, yeah. Never let them.
Never
What they
let
what
them.
they call it?
Cross pollinate.
Commingle. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. But look, guys, hey, I thank y'all for y'all's time. Hey, the audience, I thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, this is episode 1 of the seasoning, where we're
Yes,
going to
sir.
talk about life, lessons, and experiences. And you've seen it right here today. So we're going to sign off. Hey, y'all be blessed, and we out.
Peace.